Because I think that what a lot of people fail to recognize also, I think, Josh, you said it too. I mean, there's a lot of mistakes that our mentors made that
Oh yeah.
I just don't want to make that mistake. I'm telling you, like I was super, super lucky. I mean, I started in business at 21 years old. By the time I was 28, I was financially independent. And the reason why is because I mean, I was super humble. I was super like zero ego. I was like, just tell me, I'm not afraid to roll up my sleeves. I'm not afraid to get dirty. I will do, as long as it's legal, ethical, and moral. You tell me what to do, I'm going to effing do it. And
Love
I
that.
really, I mean that. I'm that passionate because I mean, I was an athlete growing up. So it was like really important to me to do everything these people told me to do. And then it's like, holy shit, 7 years later, I got $1 million saved. I'm making $500,000 in passive income. I'm totally free. And I'm going, why doesn't everybody listen to coaches? Why doesn't everybody just humble themselves, lose the damn ego, be coachable, follow the dang process, and go win as quickly as possible so that way you can enjoy it, right? Because it's fun to win because then you can enjoy the fruits of the win, right? So do you
Right.
guys have like, what's your big goals and desires as far as vision for you and your future?
Yeah, I mean, like one of the biggest things, at least for the company itself, I had such a hand in monetizing the way we actually monetize online. One of my first clients, was MySpace back in the day. We actually helped them. My company actually helped them create some of the first online ads that we are mimicked based off of today in social media. So, being able to go through there, yeah, I monetize so much, but there's such a huge difference between monetization and actually true engagement. And so like one of the biggest goals that we have is we want to really change the way we are online. We want to really humanize the way people are online. And that's the biggest thing. How do we bring the you back to human, right? We have to remind people that even though there's other people on the other side. So that's really the biggest thing. I want to humanize the way we do marketing. And that really has to go back and get away from, we all look at, being able to, how do we scale? How do we automate? How do we go through that? Well, you lose that opportunity. We're all seeing this after COVID, especially, that we miss that human connection. And so that's the biggest thing that we're trying to be able to bring back and that's my biggest goal, is to be able to change the way we do marketing and really humanize it a lot more.
So any thoughts on specifically how we do that?
Yeah. So for us, to be human means to really understand who you are and to understand what your own personal mission is and what do you value, right? And that is really what the essence of personal branding is, and really finding your story. And our hope is to be centered, to be connected with the most human-centered, conscious leaders, professionals, entrepreneurs across the globe who have personal belief and mission to really spread love and compassion and growth and humanity. And to do that means to understand oneself, right? To really understand your power, your zone of genius, your gifts, your story, and bring that to life. Of course, we think how to do that, a powerful vehicle to do that is LinkedIn. But the mission of us in terms of really impacting and expanding and creating a world where people love themselves and they love others, I think that's our biggest ultimate, vision and why we decided, you asked me in the beginning, like, why'd you leave the corporate job or whatever? And I said, well, I know that us being together, the Belees, is more powerful. It sends a powerful message to the world, and that together we can really, really show what relationship means and what it means to be in business and to create humanity in our business and with others. So that's what keeps us excited about this work and what we're doing, Daniel.
What's the hardest part as far as like having a business together in a relationship? What's the hardest part? What would you say? Because again, there's a lot of partnerships out there. There's a lot of people that work together, and like, there's people that say, how could you ever work with your spouse all day long? Don't you get sick of her? Don't you get sick of him? So what?
I won't speak first on this one, Daniel. So
yes, for sure. No way.
I think that the hardest part is really being able to draw lines. And so we have good people around us to help coach us along the way on that, where, if it's Tuesday date night and it's time to go on a date night and be in relationship, to say, we're not going to talk business. We're at the dinner table, or it's 5 o'clock, and they're like, hey, let's have this business conversation, and then we're going to be back into relationship. Today, we get the kids. When the kids come home, we help them with homework, and we're in parent zone, and it's parenting time and family time, and just really trying to draw the lines to keep a little bit of sanity for us. Can't say that it's easy, but that is the hardest part, because it's just always on our mind. Yeah. And so, where you create and really prioritize our love and our marriage and our family first and foremost, and then the business.
Yeah. I mean, Daniel, this is kind of why I wrote the book, because I was trying to live these two separate lives, prior to Rachel, and you had the work life and the personal life. And honestly, that's like having two different personalities. If we have two different personalities, I'd be locked up in an insane asylum, right? We have one life and we have to live it that way. So we have to understand that there's no balance. It's more like, how do we integrate the aspects into our life on a regular basis that are us 100% of the time? And that might be when I go to Rachel and go, hey, I need to talk to you as your business partner, right? And then we're setting that tone, kind of going into it. Or, hey, I want to talk to you about as your husband, right? To be able to understand what we're talking about, because we've had our own problems, right? We've had things where I kind of go in and, we realized really quick too, like, our COO, we're like, okay, sometimes maybe it's not me saying, hey, Rachel, I need you to do this for me. Cause she's like, well, we kind of go through there. Sometimes it's better to have someone else kind of go in rather than us telling each other what we needed to be able to do at the company. And that was something we had to learn too.
So it's kind of a strategy. Let somebody else tell the bad news, huh? Is that kind of like, let somebody else go in there?
Yeah.
Good news, bad news. Something needs to be done.
Yeah. Somebody to certainly help manage, him and us, kind of
manage me, especially because I'm the entrepreneur, I'm the ADHD, all over the place.
Yeah, like I'm more, regimented, process driven than he is. So yeah, definitely like having people. And we did that wealth dynamics test, which I know many people might have heard of or not, and we both came out as stars. And when we told some of our friends about that, they said, "Oh, so you're both stars and leading the business." And we said, "You know what? Yes, we are. Yes, we are." And that means that we need to carve out our expertise and what we do and what we talk about, and have, somebody to help us in really managing the business. And I think we're doing really well, all things considered. And we're still learning so much, Daniel. So a year from now, we'll tell you a whole different story, because we're still only 5 months into fully working together.
Thank you for watching our short clips on Alonzo Academy. If you'd like to watch the next short clip, click here. If you'd like to watch the entire podcast, click here.